Hey, in this video, we will learn about the Descendant Combinator in CSS. So let's get started. So I have opened the documentation here. So this is the Descendant Combinator documentation on MDN. And basically what it says is if you have some nested elements, how you can style them. You can style them by using the Descendant Combinators. So let's get started. So basically, if I go to the HTML, what I have done basically here inside of this H1, we have this span of which is saying like quotes, and inside of this paragraph, we have some other spans as well. So for example, what we want to select this particular like span element, which is inside of the H1. How we can do that? We can do that by using the Descendants Combinator. So we can do H1 and then we have to add a space and then we have to add the span. Okay, span. VS Code is helping me. And then I can do the color to something like uh, blue violet once again. Okay, and hit save. And if I go to here, okay, so this doesn't look that much great because of the background. So what I can do, I can go here somewhere. Okay, so this is the background color. Just comment it out. And okay, let's comment out the color as well so that everything is now good. All right, so now as you can see, here is the course which is highlighted in blue violet. But as you might have seen, like the span which is inside of the paragraph tags basically are not affected at all. We can change that basically if I just get rid of this H1 and hit save and go to the browser once again, and as you can see now the paragraph elements which have the span has this particular blue violet color as well, but we don't want to do that. So what we have to do, we have to do H1 and then space. So what is happening here is that we are saying like, hey, the span which is inside of the H1, just select that. And it is not selecting the first one, it is selecting the multiple ones. So if I just copy that 2-3 times where the H1 has a span inside of that, we will have the same output for each and every span element which is inside of the H1 element. Okay, so yeah, but okay, I will just save that so that the paragraphs are not selected. Okay, so if you want to select the paragraph as well, what you have to do, we have to do P and then we have to do span, and then we have to do something like color to orange red or orchid, something like this. Okay, so now these are two different colors. So you might be thinking I can just add a bunch of classes inside of this span, which is a valid way of thinking, but we have this descendant combinator syntax to do particularly that. So there is no need to add the classes again and again and again to the span elements. Okay, so this is basically the descendant combinator by which you can select the element which is nested inside of another element. By the way, it will work in multiple levels as well. So if I just go here inside of this UL and the LI, this too, I want to color this one. So what I can do something like span, and then I can do the color of that. Okay, so I can select that. So what I can do the UL, then I can do the LI, and then I can do something like the span, and here I can do color of red, something like this. Okay, so now this too is now colored in red, so this is totally valid. So we can do the same thing with the IDs and the classes as well. How we can do that? So for example, I can do the ID of something like unordered list. Okay, And now what I can do, I can just copy that, or not cut, copy that. And now what I can do, I can, instead of this UL, I can paste the hash, and then I can paste it out here. So what it is saying, as you can see, VS Code is helping us. So the element which has the ID unordered list, inside of that we will have the li, inside of that we will have the span. Okay, and now we have the same result, but we can go one step further than that as well, because I know that this will be an unique case, right? This UL will be unique to this HTML page. So what I can do, I can get rid of this li as well. So I can say like the ID, the element which has the ID of unordered list, inside of that, if there is a span, just have the color of red. So I can go to the browser, and once again, the color is not changed, it is red. Okay, so yeah, this is basically the descendant combinator in CSS. Next up, we will learn a similar thing, which is the child combinator.